Good morning, Millgrove, and welcome to today's edition of Sportsmanship Central. Today we will be zooming in on several acts of exceptional sportsmanship at Millgrove School, where treating teammates, opponents, and teachers with respect is par for the course. The students at this school understand that the real winners in sports are those who know how to persevere and to behave with dignity, whether they win or lose. Here's our first news report about sportsmanship at Millgrove.
Injuries are a routine part of sports, but it's also a routine to help injured athletes at Millgrove School. When Marissa was injured during a game of floor hockey, her opponents stopped what they were doing even though they were about to score a goal. They knew that it's more important to care for others than to win a hockey game. Marissa needed help to get to the office, and her classmates were there for her. What a great example of sportsmanship. Back to you, Carly.
Thanks for that, Cyrus. Whether it is a soccer player helping the opposite team's defender up from a fall, carrying an injured player around the bases so a home run will count, showing a good sportsmanship proves that a game is not just about winning or losing. It's about having a good time and treating your opponents with respect. There are some incredible examples of respect and sportsmanship at Millgrove School.
We've been focusing on honesty for the past month at Millgrove, and honesty is also part of sportsmanship. If we are going to play fair and follow the rules as athletes, that involves being honest as we play sports. Ella, an excellent athlete, demonstrated true sportsmanship when she was playing a game of soccer in the gym. She's an impressive goalie and was playing a game where so far she had a shutout when one of her opponents scored on her. Official didn't notice a honest report that the other team had scored. She has an amazing reputation for being trustworthy because of her sportsmanship and honesty.
What a good sport. Good sportsmanship includes both small gestures and heroic efforts. It starts with something as simple as shaking hands with opponents before a game and includes complimenting good plays made by others and accepting bad calls gracefully. Now we'll take a look at some athletes who could have laughed and walked away from a fellow student, but instead showed respect and kept his dignity intact.
Ben in grade 2 is an exceptional athlete. He always tries his best and has a great attitude. But all athletes face challenges, and Ben had some trouble with skipping. When Ben got all tangled up in his skipping rope, rather than laughing and making fun of him, Ben's peers helped him to get untangled and told him stories of when they also had issues with skipping. This kept Ben from being discouraged, and instead Ben was excited to try skipping again. His classmates were respectful and helpful when they could have mocked Ben at his expense. Another great example of sportsmanship at Millgrove.
Thanks, Veronica. Some people define good sportsmanship as the golden rule of sports. In other words, treating the people you play with as you'd like to be treated yourself. You demonstrate good sportsmanship when you show respect for yourself, your teammates, and your opponents, for the teacher or coaches on both sides, and for the referees, judges, and other officials. Here's a story about a group of sport fans who take sportsmanship seriously.
Sportsmanship isn't just for athletes, it's also an attitude you can have as a fan. A group of sports fans at Millgrove School show sportsmanship. When they are watching from the sidelines, when their team scores a goal, they celebrate and have fun. But when things don't go their way during a game, they never boo or call out rude things.
What great role models! Sportsmanship isn't just reserved for the people on the field. Cheerleaders, fans, and parents also need to be aware of how they behave during competition. Sportsmanship is a style and an attitude, and it can have a positive influence on everyone around you. Up next is a great example of sportsmanship even when you're down and out.
Mr. Cherry is renowned throughout Parkland's whole division for his tall stature. However, this doesn't mean that he always wins every sport that he plays. When Mr. Cherry challenged some grade 2 students to a game, he tried his best and was defeated by his opponent. Instead of pouting and having a negative attitude, he shook their hands at the end of the game. His goal was to do his very best, and he knew that it wasn't a huge deal if he didn't win. Some people think, what's the point of the game if you don't win? But Mr. Cherry thinks, what's the point of the game if you don't have fun?
Wow, Mr. Cherry cared about much more than just winning. He doesn't think that he's only as good as his last play, and he had respect for his opponents. Let's keep these examples in mind this month as we keep the ball rolling on the impressive level of sportsmanship at our school. Remember, sportsmanship is defined as playing fair, following the rules of the game, respecting the judgment and of referees and officials, and treating the other team with respect. Let's push it over the goal line this month as we play clean and handle both victory and defeat with grace, style, and dignity.